Hey everyone, this is Andrew with Clips Growing. Now, I've spoken about garlic probably a couple times as they kind of differ from what we've traditionally known about seeds. They grow a bit different, they have different things that they like to do. So, let me go ahead and show you kind of what I have. So first of all, with garlic varieties, there are many different types of varieties of garlic, but the primary type that we have is going to be a soft neck versus a hard neck. Now, a couple points with that is you have hard neck varieties, which are going to not store as long, but they're generally going to be a lot more hardy when it comes to cold frost. Matter of fact, they are required to have up to 40 days of constant temperatures, I believe, below 50 degrees. Now, once they have that, when comes springtime, that's when they'll actually start splitting into their clove form. Now, with garlic, it's a little bit odd because you can grow from a seed, but it actually takes several seasons to grow garlic from a seed. Now, if you grow how most people grow, you can actually grow them from a single clove. So you take a full bulb of garlic, you split it into the many cloves, and so in theory, you can, depending on the type of garlic you have, you can turn one bulb into 5 different bulbs, or even up to I think 20 on some of these really smaller cloved garlics. Anyways, so the hardneck varieties, very cold hardy. The most common that you find are going to be the soft neck varieties, and those are where you're going to find it a lot in the grocery store because they actually store for a lot longer. You can actually store hardneck for up to 12 months, and sometimes even longer, depending on ideal conditions. Now, that being said, it just really depends on what you want. Right now, there's a huge market for what is for a lot of the hardneck garlics that you can't find in stores, and it's because they don't store very well. But that aside, I haven't actually seen a whole lot of stuff going on with garlic as far as indoor growing. Now, you can grow what's called spring garlic, where you grow basically just the top portions because the entire garlic plant is, in fact, edible. There's something that comes out. Basically, it's flower. It will flower. It will produce what's called bulblets, which is the seeds. And what happens is most hardneck varieties will sprout their leaves, will have a single part come out, which will produce a piece. It'll kind of whirl a little bit, and then at the end of it will look almost like an unopened flower. Now, those are called scapes. They're actually very good. A lot of people will actually cook them very similar to asparagus. I have not personally had any, so I don't know how they taste. I assume that they do not taste like asparagus, but because of the fact that they're long in nature, fully edible, they would be cooked like such. Anyways, I have actually had a random variety of hardneck garlic sitting in my fridge for the last 40 odd days. Now I'm trying to experiment to actually find out if you can, in fact, grow garlic indoors with a full bulb. Now, if I can, this is going to be, revolutionary, yada yada, because honestly, you take a look on the internet, there's not a whole lot going on with it. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you this. So I've actually 3D printed this box right here, okay? And basically what the measurements are is it's going to be 6 inches long, and the square itself is going to be 3 inches by 3 inches, all right? So 6 inches in height, 3 inches and all the way around. And the reason why I do this, okay, is because I've actually read up that garlic, when farmers are trying to get as close as possible with their garlic needs approximately 3 by 3, 6 inches deep. And as you can see, I actually only planted this particular garlic about 3 days ago. This little blade of garlic right now is actually doing really good. It sprouted, I want to say yesterday, so it's been about 2 days since this sprouted. Now, what I was talking about with the reason why these are a little bit different is they are cold hardy. Most seeds you put into the fridge, they probably wouldn't last quite as long, especially if you didn't take very good care of them. Now, as you can see, this has a singular leaf right here. With most garlic, with most plants, this wouldn't necessarily be a true leaf, but I think this one is. Now what's going to happen is it's going to have this leaf, it's going to have another leaf, so it's going to have 2 leaves. Right in the center will be escape because this is a hard neck garlic. Now I don't know the brand. This is actually came straight from the store. So all I did was basically rinse them off, give them a peroxide bath, which you can do. You just soak them for about 5 to 15 minutes. Once you do that, rinse them off really good, and then that's it. Now, I did all this after I had placed them in the fridge. I just put the full bulb, bought it from the store, threw it in the fridge, left it there 40 days. After that, did the bath, kill any parasites that may or may not be on it, and then threw it into my little bucket of dirt. Now this is just regular potting soil. I did sprinkle a little bit of bone meal in here, as these are generally nitrogen heavy eating plants. Now there's also a balance that you want to go with these, because if you put too much nitrogen, if you fertilize it too much, it'll get really top heavy. That means the bulb down below will not grow, and the top will actually grow this beautiful, beautiful plant, which is completely edible, but defeats the purpose if you want a bulb of garlic. Now I took this one bulb. I actually have 12 others that look just like this, and like I said, we're going to experiment and see what happens. Now, traditionally, it should only take about 4 months for this garlic to grow. When you do them outside, you actually have to go through the full cold snap. That's why a lot of people will take hardneck garlics, and they will actually start growing them roughly around September, all the way through to November in most cases. And it's so that they can actually live through that winter, which you throw on some mulch, and as long as you don't get below 20 degrees, especially in the soil, these suckers will survive. Matter of fact, it freaked me out a little bit. I thought I did too well, because we've had a huge cold snap, and my garlic outside is actually growing almost exponentially. So yeah, no, it does grow. It just doesn't grow as fast. It doesn't shoot up like this one did in just a couple days. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and keep on progress with this. So I'll go ahead and update the videos, and we'll see how this one works and how the rest are going. And if you want to see more, please click subscribe down below.